Hi everyone, welcome to Real Me, a self-grown podcast inspired by Remember Me by Sophie Kinsella.
Yeah, and today we are driving into one of the most relatable modern struggles, the question of who we really are underneath all the success, pressure, and expectations.
Yeah, of course, and what makes very special and exciting is that Lexi, our protagonist, isn't just a character. She becomes the voice of reflection, almost like her host of her own story.
Yeah, exactly. She speaks to the podcast as someone who has lived both sides, the messy, insecure self, and the polished, picture-perfect one.
Yeah, of course. And so before let's talk about her interpretation, let's rewind about Lexi's story a little bit.
Right.
Okay.
Lexi wakes up after a car accident and realizes that she has amnesia.
Oh my god.
3 years of her memory gone.
Oh wow. When she wakes up, her life it looks like a dream. She married, rich, beautiful, and a running successful department.
Yeah, but emotionally, she feels like a stranger in her own life.
Oh my god, that's what makes her story so interesting. It's not just about losing her memory, it's just about losing her sense of self. Oh my god.
Yeah. The question isn't who am I, but whose life am I living in?
And that's what Real Me is all about. Exploring how people get caught up in building a version of success that doesn't actually make them happy.
Which sounds simple at 1st, but if you look truly, it's actually a very modern dilemma.
So true. How often do we chase what looks good rather than what it feels like?
Yeah, too often I think.
Me too. And Lexi's journey captures that perfectly. The tension between the image and authenticity.
And now let's talk about the heart of the story, the conflict between Lexi's true self and her constructed one.
Right. We can divide it into two parts. The external conflicts, like her marriage and her workplace, and the internal conflict, like the one within her mind.
Yeah, let's start with the external. Her marriage looks flawless, wealthy husband, perfect routines, everything under control.
Yeah, but it's all control and no connection. Eric, her husband, he treats their relationship like a business project and even writes a marriage manual. Oh my god.
That part is both funny and terrifying, don't you think? It shows how he values structure over emotion.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a partnership, it's a performance.
Yeah, I see. And she pays along because that's the role she built, the ideal wife.
Oh my god. So then, at work, the same thing happens. The corporate world she re-enters is full of status, competition. It's all about performance and presentation.
Yeah, it's almost like success had turned into a stage. Everyone's acting successful rather than being successful.
Oh my god, I love that. And Lexis become one of the actors. The higher she climbs, the less she recognizes herself.
Which mirrors what many people experience. That feelings of I should be happy, but I'm not.
Oh, exactly. That's why her life feels like ghost-like. She's moving through the polished world that doesn't match her inner quality.
At work, she's the strong executive. At home, she's the obedient wife. It's such a strange contrast. Powerful outside, powerless inside.
And that contrast exposes how social structures like patriarchy or capitalism can quietly erase personal identity.
Yes, and eventually, that external pressure triggers an internal collapse. She starts to question everything around her choices, her values, and even a sense of self-worth.
Yeah, and by the end, she realizes that her life she built is emotionally empty.
That's so sad. And that's where her amnesia becomes symbolic. It's not just a memory loss, it's repression. Her mind protects her from facing who she's become.
Oh, I love that reading. It's like her body hit the reset because she couldn't live that false version of herself anymore.
And when her memory returns, it forces her to confront the truth.
Yeah, she realized her marriage to Eric isn't based on love, but it's about image.
I remember that by her describing him as one of the intelligent systems from our loves. Put him on husband setting and away he goes.
That like says it all. Mechanical love and artificial happiness.
And it's funny, but it's also tragic because it shows how disconnected she's become from anything real.
Then comes her turning point. Instead of clinging to a perfect life, she starts rejecting it. The luxury, the job, the shallow social circle.
Yes, she decides to fight for her co-workers, not for another promotion.
That's when her ambition becomes meaningful. She uses her drive to protect others rather than outshine them.
Wow, that moment when she negotiates the Delaware carpet deal is such a statement.
Absolutely. It represents authenticity, creativity, and teamwork triumphing over greed and control.
And the influence of John, the posh guy, is crucial there. He symbolizes sincerity and emotional honesty.
Oh, right. Unlike Eric, he values effort, passion, and imperfection, the things that make people real.
Yes, which is why, in the end, Lexi's final image is a symbolic.
Yes, no makeup, no jewelries, just jeans and sneakers, completely her new self.
I love that simplicity. It feels more powerful than her luxury before.
Because it's honest and it says, I don't need to prove who I am anymore.
Yeah, and that's the essence of her transformation from performance to authenticity.
Oh, I love it. What's really inspiring to the podcast is that Lexi's story reflects the universal struggle, how to stay true to yourself in a world that constantly tells you who to be.
Yeah, what we do in the podcast in each episode follows a simple but powerful structure.
Yeah.
The first one is story lens. We pick a moment from Lexi's life. The second one is the psychology lens that we connect it to the ideas like Carl Rogers' ideal self versus the real self. And the last one is real self reflection. We turn it into a practical question to the listeners' everyday lives.
Yeah, so interesting. Our tone blends humor and honesty. Just like the novel itself, we make big topics, identity, relationships, ambition, feel approachable and relatable.
And what makes it unique is Real Me by Lexi stands out because it transforms a contemporary novel into a tool for self-improvement. That isn't just a book discussion, it's personal growth through the storytelling.
Yeah, of course. Lexi's conflicts becomes conversations starters. So first one, her marriage, performative love versus real emotion support. Her workplace, toxic corporate culture and burnout. John, sincerity, craft, and authenticity. Eric, image, control, and empty perfection.
Yeah, we turn fictional conflict into a real-world insight. Listeners learn from her mistakes, her growth, and her rediscover for self-worth.
This podcast encourages people or listeners to ask, am I living by my own values or someone else's?
Yeah, it invites people to rethink success, identity, and relationships. The same issues that Lexi faces in the novel.
Our goal is to help listeners reconnect with their real selves, the version of them that doesn't need to impress or perform to anyone.
Real Me by Lexi isn't just entertainment. It's reflection, therapy, and a self-understanding wrapped in the storytelling.
Yeah, a podcast where fiction becomes a guide and where your real story begins. Okay, before we wrap up, thank you to our coworker behind the camera. Oh my god, let's see. Wow, so cute. Yeah, girl. Yeah.
Yeah, and so as we wrap up, let's leave our listeners a few questions.
Of course. Okay, let's begin with mine. So, are you living your life according to your own values or according to the expectations around you?
Wow, that's interesting. And mine is, are you chasing the image of success or the feeling of fulfillment?
Yeah, if your life feels scripted, maybe it's time to rewrite your story.
Yeah. Lexi's transformation reminds us that empowerment begins with the self-acceptance, not achievement.
And that's the most beautiful version of success, is the one that feels real.
Yeah, and thank you guys for joining us on Real Me by Lexi.
We hope her story inspires you to rediscover your own authenticity and to live a life that's true, not just impressive.
Because in the end, with pleasure isn't just something we read.
Yeah, it's something that helps us become. So,
See you next time, and don't forget to find your real me. Yeah. Realizes that she has amnesia. It represents it. ขอโทษค่ะ
Yeah, yes, because
แบบนี้ละ from performance to authentic
I don't need to prove.
เงาแต่ว่าฉันก็
Someone else.
yes อะไร
Yeah. We wrap up. Let's thank you to. Oh my god, let's thank you. Whoa. Yeah.
จบพอ